welcome back to Brick Gaming YuGiOh. Today I want to talk about a very interesting topic, a topic that I think will help out most YuGiOh players, and that is why you aren't winning in YuGiOh. I'm talking mainly about large events, I'm talking about even locals, I'm talking about pretty much any event you play in. Why aren't you just outright winning or topping those events every time you go to one? So before we get into that, please like, comment, and subscribe. If you're not subscribed, then it would be awesome if you did, and it would really help out the channel. I'm almost at 100 subscribers, guys. We're only 6 subscribers away right now. Get me to 100, and then I'm going to do a video of anything my subscribers want, YuGiOh related. So you guys just feel free to start commenting about video thing, like the type of videos you guys would like to see, and I will for sure consider each one, or maybe even do a poll and go from there. Also, if you haven't, go check out my Twitch. I'll include all my Twitch information below, but it's basically the same thing as my YouTube, except for it's Brick Gaming YuGiOh 1, and I stream twice a week. I'll include all the details below. Let's get right into this video. First off, if you're going to do well at an event, a lot of time it comes down to deck choices. You can't bring your 2016 Dynamis deck to YCS right now and expect to beat like Dogmatica Shaddoll or something like that, or Dogmatica Invoked. It's just not going to happen, guys. I'm sorry to inform you of that. What you're going to want to do is play a competitive deck, like Tier 1, Tier 1.5, something that's really good, or play a deck that counters the meta, like a stun deck that counters pretty much the meta, all of the meta decks, or a deck like Ultra Guys, something like that. Something that can still do well in the format. If you come in with a tier 500 deck, a deck that no one's seen in years, usually it's not going to do well. Like, let me just bring up for a quick second, I really love, like, one of my favorite decks of all time is Alien. Like, really love this deck, one of my favorite decks of all time. Would never give it up at this point. But am I going to take it to YCS? Am I going to take it to regionals and expect to top with it? No. No. Do I even expect to do well with it at locals? Not really. But it's still fun. So if you're more of a for fun player, then I understand. But I'm talking more to like I guess players who are looking to get their tops, who are looking to do well, improve themselves, and that would be my suggestions for doing better for events, is playing competitive deck. Next, point number 2, avoid netdecking and play the best cards or best deck. So, first off, you don't want to netdeck. Netdecking used to be a little bit more appropriate, I guess, when there was like less information about decks, but now there's so much information, and so many people will take those decks and netdeck them. Like, you'll have hundreds of thousands of views, or even 50,000, like insane views. Only people who win large-scale events, depending on who it is, depending on how well they did, and the views vary. Also, just depends on what they're playing. But a lot of people look at those deck profiles and they completely net deck it. But there's also people who are going to see the same deck profile and they're going to take that deck and put in outs to that net deck. Put in cards that will stop it, like stop that insane tech in the deck. So if you go like locals or YCS regionals, there's a good chance that someone has an answer to what you put in off of that net deck, or you're playing like the same exact build. Someone can see that and basically be like, okay, cool, I know how to beat this deck because I saw the profile on it. So don't don't exactly net deck. Take that idea and improve it. Always improve upon it, because if you can improve upon it, people won't have the initial answers that they might otherwise. And also on top of that, play the best cards. If you have the cards available to you, play the best cards you can. Play the best variant, best version, best extenders, best cards you can for your deck, and this will help you out do better at events. Next, also consider tech choices for side deck or main deck. Also consider those before an event, because there's always somewhere tech that someone's going to bring that just really helps out a certain deck quite a bit. So I would highly recommend checking out like different tech choices and maybe giving one or two a try. And this kind of leads into my next point, is playtesting. you should put in a lot of effort into play testing. There's kind of a thing that this player a while back put out there, Patrick Coben put out. You should be working on your deck / play testing 40 hours a week. Basically treating it like a full-time job to top an event. Now, I don't really look exactly the same way because I have a different idea for how you can still top an event without putting hours and hours of work in a week, but I would still recommend test playing at least like 1 to 2 hours a day. Still putting a lot of effort into your deck and working on it each and every day, even if it's just a little bit of time. The more you work on it and the more consistently you work on your deck, the more familiar and the more better you'll become with that deck that you're working on. And if you really want to do that 40-hour rule, really just throw down for 40 hours a week. Feel free. Obviously, we worked for Hoban quite a bit, but it's just another suggestion of the many roads you could theoretically take. Next is mindset and preparation. Always think about when you're doing well in YuGiOh, you get into this positive mindset, but don't become over cocky, or basically don't become cocky at an event and expect to be the best player there unless you already have the proof that you can win that event easily. Come in with a neutral mindset or a positive mindset, but don't get over cocky just because you do well at locals. Come into that event, be fair, and basically just come in with a neutral standpoint, and usually that works out better and you can get farther. And also be positive about your matchups, all that type of stuff. It really helps you, players will get along with you better, and usually it helps out with your record, just having the correct mindset at an event. Kind of tying into that is preparation, full night's sleep, of course, coming prepared, double checking all your stuff. If you have to take a flight, double check all of your bags, make sure you have everything you need. All that type of stuff will help you out. I kind of talked a little bit on that subject in a previous video, but feel free to go and check that one out. Then part 5 of this video, knowing the meta. Once again, one of the biggest things you should always know, even if you're not playing a deck that really interacts with your opponents too much, like a combo deck or a stun deck, you should still really know the meta. Still know what every deck can do, know their ceiling, know their lowest points, like if they brick, all of that type of stuff. It's going to be very important to you doing well. So, if you know the meta, it automatically gives you a better odds of winning against any given matchup. Now, some of the events I've gone to in the past, some of the reason I haven't done the best was at the point when I've gone back into the game, or I wasn't really up to date on the meta. I am losing to the meta as soon as I got deeper into the rounds or got farther into the day. I was playing against more and more competitive decks, and I wasn't even playing anything close to meta, and by that point I kind of got bumped out in a couple pound rounds before. I also have lost pretty much close to the finals before as well in different events, but a lot of it was because I didn't know the meta, I didn't know what a certain deck did, I got matched up with a deck that I didn't know too well, and I would highly recommend just knowing every single meta deck. Even if you are playing combo, even if you're playing stun, it's going to help out a lot. And then finally, number 6, quantity of events. The more is better in this case. Always play more events than you think you'll probably be able to. Always plan for more events. Always attempt to go to more events. The more events you're going to do, the more likelihood you have of topping. This should be common sense, but a lot of players are well, I only want to do 1 or 2 events a year. Well, if you really want to get into those tops, multiple tops or even single tops, depending on how well you do during each given format, just play more events than you planned on playing originally. The more events you do, the better chance you have a topping, the more likely you are to top multiple events. Even with players like Raphael Neven, you only have less than 10% top rate per each event, and he's done over 150 events now in his career as a YuGiOh player. So, if you look at all these great players in our history, sure, a lot of them can top event after event after event, but if you look at 99% of the players, even the best players, they still have a very low success rate. So what makes a really great player is playing every single event they can, and then just keep on working at each different event and eventually topping. Even for myself, I've gotten really close before on multiple different occasions at YCSs, at regionals. I a while back topped the regional before they were doing this was like a very long time ago, but it was back before if you got like, let's say, top 8, everyone got an invitation. It was back before that because back then you had to play out top cut, and then if you played out top cut and you came like first or second and like that, then you got your invitations. That was like way long ago. And even though I'm still doing consistent locals, I'm not doing consistent events right now, obviously because of Corona. It's very unfortunate. But in the future, I plan on doing more events, and I plan on getting a couple of those tops, hopefully, within the next few years. So, a few more than what I'm already at. So, yeah. Thank you guys for watching. Please check out my other videos. Please like, comment, and subscribe. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe. That would mean a lot. 94 subscribers. We're almost there. Only 6 more subscribers for this channel, and we're at 100. So thank you guys so much for watching, for subscribing, for all the support over the previous year that this channel has been up. So thank you guys so much, and I'll see you in the next video.